Now this is working. Right now I can get rid of that pain. Right now I can handle things. This is the major point about the teaching of the Buddha is it is not doing X in order to get Y. We do Y and forget all about X for a while. We'll go back and do X later when we've got Y straightened out. Don't try to do X in order to get Y. Go do X. Maybe I got that backwards. Okay. But the point is that we always take the indirect method. Like you want to exercise so that you can sit more comfortably. Why don't you exercise and enjoy the exercising, and then when you're sitting, enjoy the sitting? Why do we give ourselves pain and suffering in order to get some value later? Why don't we work in a way so that we can get joy and pleasure one point at a time?
And how is it then, for example, different from what we talked about yesterday when you said,
That's the
don't try
wise
to...
wanting. The ignorant wanting is doing the exercises for benefit later. And wise wanting is doing the exercise for getting the benefit of the exercise right now. That's the wise wanting.
So I can cut out my sugar at breakfast and feel good at that moment about not
It's
eating
that
it.
good, right? I'm not eating that sugar and I feel good. Well, I'm such a good boy. I'm not eating that sugar.
Now I get it. Okay, thank you. That was my brain was broken after yesterday. I was after
All
that.
right.
Thank you.
This is what we mean by wise wanting is be happy at what you're doing right now, including getting out of your misery and suffering. Yeah, so what if everything is anicca and everything is empty? I still feel bad rather than everything is empty and everything is anicca. Hot dog, that's great. I really like that. That's the whole point. Is that right now, and we keep getting off into the future, trying to fix a problem, when in fact the real issue is how do you feel right now? Can't you do something about it right now? So the wise wanting would be then under the classification as only wanting things that you can have right now. Don't want things that you have to work at to get. Only work at the wise wanting is only wanting the things that are available. And that makes it really easy.
Because I was aiming for being sugar-free each day instead of being
Instead of
sugar-free right
right
now.
now. Right. So tomorrow you go and you'll say, well, I'll have a little sugar right now. Hot dog, I can have it today because I didn't have it yesterday.
Or like I said, I don't need it again.
No, I really don't need it right now anyway. So out and I'm happy. I'm happy without it. This is such a subtle point. To have your joy right now. Anicca vata sankhara means see the dukkha right here, right now, and throw it out right now. And it doesn't matter what you do with your time solving all the world's problems. In fact, the statement in the Bible, I think this is a quote that's given by Jesus, is, what profited a man if he gained the whole world? Or in your case, you guys, what does it help you if you fix the whole world if you're miserable while you do it? What profited man to gain the whole world if he loses his soul? What matter is it if you fix every problem that comes by but you're still miserable?
A lot of people like to be a martyr.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we want credit for being poor me. We want to have a big pity party. We want credit for how bad I feel. Why? Because we're looking for mercy. We're looking for forgiveness. And if I feel bad enough about it, then I'll get forgiveness. This is why it's so common in our language when we say sorry. You bump into somebody, you say sorry. Why? I'm not sorry. I just bumped into him. I missed a call. I don't tell people, oh, I'm sorry I missed your call. I just say I missed your call. I'm not sorry. So why do we go around saying sorry all the time? It's because we want forgiveness, because we're not good enough. This is actually something that comes out of old Christianity, is that you can't do anything on your own. You were born broken, original sin and all. And you can't do anything to help yourself at all. You got to have a plastic Jesus on the dashboard of your truck or you're going to wreck your car. That's just that. That's the teaching that they give. And the reality is that no, I can fix it without that plastic Jesus. I can drive this truck and not run into a tree because I'm watching where I'm going. So don't run into a mental tree. Watch where you're going. Steer your vehicle carefully. Keep your eyes open. Watch what's going on. This is what right viewing is all about, is paying attention and seeing that we've got dukkha on the mind. Let's divert away from it. So, Amit, you've got your hand up.
Yes, I have a question. So you talked about two methods. One is diverting the ship, and another one is stopping or stealing it, right? The saying is
Right.
empty.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think
Not
you
my
said that
business, not mine. Throw it out immediately. But we can't do that in the beginning. Our mind is not strong enough. But what we can do is divert away from it. We can't
and
stop the
then
ship
later,
of the mind. Go ahead.
and later when your mind is stronger after practice, then you can apply the second method as well. And I guess this is stopping the mind is kind of going towards the higher jhanas, right? Maybe fourth jhana. And diverting the
Well,
ship is maybe going towards first jhana. Is there kind of some relation?
right. If you can learn to control your mind so that you have only wholesome thoughts, then you can put some gaps. You can have a wholesome thought and a gap, and then another wholesome thought, and then another gap, and then another wholesome thought. But people
Mhm.
who are rushing through the jhanas to get things really quickly, they'll have a wholesome thought, a gap, and then an unwholesome thought. And now they're not in any jhana at all. So the way to practice is you keep having wholesome thoughts. You keep diverting away from all the problems of the world and stop trying to attain jhanas because they're not that valuable anyway. It's very clear in the sutras that the Buddha was very, very excellent at doing jhanas before he became enlightened. And as he was becoming enlightened, he recognized all you have to do is just keep the mind in a really good shape. You don't have to stop it in order to investigate it. You can just slow it down a bit. But that's one of the problems with Western Buddhism is that now people have all the greed for having high jhanas when they can't, in fact, even do the first jhana. And so they wind up being unhappy because they can't do something that they can't do. That's not wise wanting. Wise wanting is to be happy right now. And if I get really, really good at doing that over and over and over again, now I can begin to apply the brakes. Now I can stop it. Why? Because I can already control it. But in fact, it's very dangerous for new drivers to apply the brakes. They're probably more likely to wreck their car because they're braking too hard, skidding, not watching where they're going around in circles or whatever. And that's what we do when we're panicked. Have you ever been in your car and you had a panic situation and what you did was pound on the brakes, skid your tires, stop your tires from spinning, losing control of the car? Exactly. That's what we do when we're trying to practice the jhanas when we don't have the skill to do it. So don't try to get a higher jhana. Don't try to stop the mind. Enjoy the fact that you've got full control of that mind because you can steer it properly. So what we need to do is take the foot off the gas and steer the thing correctly and not try to worry about the brakes to trying to stop the mind. Because what good are you going to do when you've got your mind stopped? I mean, you can't drive a car when your mind is stopped. You can't write a poem when your mind is stopped. You can't even go to the toilet when your mind is stopped. Your mind is stopped, and you're going to make sure the mind is stopped while you're crapping in your pants. The body's going to do what the body's going to do. You have to have enough mind to manage things. So this stopping the mind is all overinflated. But it's also a natural process that once you get the mind so still and so quiet and so in control, it will naturally come to a rest. That's the way to practice, is letting the mind come to a rest, because we're not putting any negative thoughts to keep it going, that we're doing wholesome thoughts, wholesome thoughts, wholesome thoughts. And if you can live your life coming in and out of first jhana on a regular basis, you're going to have a marvelous life, even if you never touch another jhana, so long as you got the mind focused and well established and easy going. No problems, no worries, everything is empty. And you can tell yourself that without having to go directly and deeply into that emptiness. There's no reason to go into the emptiness. You just recognize that it's there. Then, in fact, you can go in and out of that emptiness from time to time when the mind is focused, when the mind is quiet, when the hindrances are at bay, and that you're in that first jhana. That's your landing point. That's the place that you want to maintain. Not a no-mind situation. A no-mind situation has really no value. But people don't think of it like that. They've heard, oh, no mind, empty mind. I heard that. That's Zen. That's the best thing that I can do. Let me go stop my mind. And then they get all disappointed and everything because they can't do it. But what we can do is divert the mind into wholesome. And when we get the mind into a wholesome state, then we can go off and do all of that other stuff. Like being mindful about how you use energy. That for someone who is telling a lot of jokes and being very joyful about global warming, I'm probably one of the few people who really do something about it. Why? Because the only place that I've ever got to go is to Tong Sala, which is only 10 kilometers from here, and I only do that like once a month. I don't buy a lot of clothes. The old clothes will do. I don't buy shoes. I don't have to have those manufactured using energy to manufacture shoes. I just go barefoot. So this is a way of doing the global. If everybody lived the way that I did, there would not be a global warming problem. And the reason I live that way is because it's really a happy, easy way to live. With no place to go and nothing to do, and everything is empty and everything is anicca. Let it go anicca all over itself. That's not my problem. So let's go ahead and finish now. Does anybody have any any extra questions or anything? How about you, Colin? How you going over there? I can't quite see you. Everybody else, I can see their smiles and whatnot, but you're in darkness. So,
yeah, I was just wondering, in reference to the two methods of dealing with unwholesome thoughts, is that also applicable for dealing with emotions? Because I feel I can get a constant stream of wholesome thoughts going on, but the emotions haven't quite come around yet, so I'm still sort of guiding them as such.
but you see, that's an unwholesome thought right there. Oh, I'm not getting any benefit out of my wholesome thoughts.
Oh no, I
Rather
feel
than
that.
just enjoy that you've got wholesome thoughts. Let that sink in. It's going to take a while. That you basically are going to be talking yourself into feeling good. And so it takes a while to talk, because I mean, you've been talking yourself into feeling bad your whole life. You've got, what, 20, 30 years of talking yourself into feeling bad. That's a great big ship we're going to have to steer to turn it around. And so keep applying, keep turning that wheel over this way, and pretty soon the ship will begin to turn around. But if you want it to turn around right now, then you're going to be disappointed. Oh, I've had all these wholesome thoughts and I still feel bad. Those are not actually very wholesome thoughts, are they? But if you have the wholesome thought of, instead of, oh, all right, I can do this. Everything's going to be all right. Yeah, I don't feel nearly as afraid as I used to feel. Yeah, I feel more comfortable now. So mark your progress with wisdom. Really actually see that you're making some changes and congratulate yourself for making the changes. This whole idea about wanting instant gratification that's built into the society of the West is actually quite detrimental. I pedaled my bicycle 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why am I not 10 kilometers from here? Why am I not already in town? I've already pedaled enough. Right? Oh no. Just keep pedaling. Just keep pedaling. You'll get there. Just keep practicing. But as long as you're dissatisfied with how much progress you've made, you're not making any progress. But when you become satisfied with the progress that you are making, then you're making progress. So long as you want progress, you're not getting it. So long as you're happy with the progress you're making, you'll continue to make progress. So, Pedro, what about you? Did you go to
I really needed this call and this topic because it was really the we are repeating the same things over and over again, as you say, but it was really needed because now I have it really more clear understanding also this with this call. So thank you so much.
All right. Yes, part of this call was for you because you and I have been communicating on the side. Yes, you just be satisfied with what's going on right now. And when you get your mind in a state of satisfaction, then you can go fix that global warming problem. But while you're dissatisfied, your behavior is not going to be, let us say, used to the best advantage. So let's practice wisely. All right, guys, this has been a great call. Gotten Daniel straightened out, gotten Pedro straightened out. How about you, Kat? Are you all straightened out now?
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, I'll see you tomorrow. Come on back. How about you, Amit? You're
Thank
all
you so
right?
much, everybody.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
Okay. Yes, go
satisfied.
ahead.
Thank you.
I'm very satisfied with the talk.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Colin, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye bye.